I would describe the culture of the Women's Center as people who are empathetic, compassionate, knowledgeable, and really looking in your best interest. Imagine if you were walking into a place where you don't know anyone, they're practically strangers, but you feel a true sense of love from that stranger. And that's how I felt as a client. That's how I feel as a board member. And I think that's what makes the Women's Center really stand out.
The Women's Center is a nonprofit organization that serves women across Southeastern Michigan. So we provide counseling services, we provide financial coaching, career coaching, but any individual that is in need of services, particularly around life transitions, the Women's Center is sort of that one-stop shop to provide that support.
People often come through the door in a transition. They're people who are already really strong and resilient, and who have great coping mechanisms. And often there's like one more thing that's been piled on top of what they've already been managing in life. And it's the one more thing that motivates them to reach out for support.
And that transition can be anything. It can be a transition from high school to college. You know, of course, motherhood, divorce, a new job, trying to shift things with their personal finances, really anything, anytime that someone is looking to make changes in their life, we're there to support them.
Originally, way back when, 18 years ago when I started, we were serving only women. We've since expanded that to include men and transgender individuals.
The Women's Center empowers the individuals who come through here, whether they're women, whether they're transgender, whether they're men. When they walk out of here after their therapy is done, they know what they have to do to take care of themselves.
So our services are really divided into two. We do the private counseling services, and then we do workshops and support services. The personal counseling is really based on what a person can afford to pay. We have 3 personal counseling programs: Soundings, Room to Talk, and Jumpstart. We also provide a number of workshops and support services for the community. We have a moms and infant support group, one-on-one financial coaching, divorce education and support, career coaching, resource navigation, and a wonderful clinical internship program.
What's so meaningful for me about the work that we do at the Women's Center is the fact that we take a holistic approach. And so we've got services for financial coaching, we've got career services, we've got counseling, we've got mom groups. And so we're not just looking at an individual as if there's one dimension to them. We're really approaching them from a holistic standpoint. And I think that's what it means to provide growth and support.
COVID has brought some interesting challenges to the Women's Center. I was really worried. 18 months ago, I was really worried. I didn't know if we were going to survive. We had just moved into this magnificent facility here. We were just filled with ambition and plans, and COVID hit.
And immediately we said, what will we do? We have therapists who have children, we have clients who have children. Within 2 weeks, we have pivoted thanks to the insurance company's willingness to work alongside us and to make possible the online therapy, especially for the Medicare populations could also receive therapy through the phone, which for people who are challenged by technology, this was a real gift.
I really believe that the pandemic had a huge impact on my clients. A lot of the times I was the only person that they were talking to outside of their immediate partners or their family. And people were just facing this level of isolation that they've never faced before. You know, this level of loneliness that they've never faced before. And everybody was struggling across the board. And I think the Women's Center, the therapists at the Women's Center were really there to step up
and support their clients in that way, to be that support system. And that was even more important now than it had ever been before.
What I've seen just again and again is our therapists really working to meet clients where they are. So I have a client that calls me through the free Zoom app on her phone from a parking lot. Or, maybe someone needs to, make a phone call or to FaceTime from the library parking lot to use their free Wi-Fi. All of those different things that people are struggling with, therapists have tried to make it work so that we can continue to offer services to them.
There has been an increase in people suffering from depression and also addiction, suicides, job loss or changes and transitions that they don't really know how to navigate with, or just like big lifestyle changes that they didn't expect. So the Women's Center is in more need than ever before because of of what the pandemic caused.
The biggest challenge, I think, is getting therapists to join us through this, even though we're going through this pandemic, because we do have a wait list of clients who are, desperately seeking our services.
The people who are working at the Women's Center now, they're amazing and they're talented and they're working at capacity and even giving of themselves beyond what was asked for them. And they do that with complete open and willing heart because that's why they're here. The organization attracts people of that kind, where they give so much of themselves.
And there's, to me, nothing more rewarding than to be able to reach out and help someone who's in pain and see them less frightened or in despair, and to feel that life can go on in a way that they feel that they are empowered to make good things happen in their lives.
When I think about the Women's Center, I really think about hope and healing. I feel it's a place that is not, we all talk about the negative connotation of mental health, but really this is the most positive place I've seen because we are really helping people along their journey to healing.
Women in general I have discovered through my life have an amazing potential. It's just the environment that tends to put us down. But when you help women take the first step and prove, so that they prove to themselves, yes, I can do it, the potential is unlimited.
There are so many stories here. If the walls could talk, there's so much that they could say about resilience, about courage and strength, about people's desire to move toward healing, to move toward growth. I think that the clients who come to the Women's Center, I think that everyone who's around them gets to benefit from the improvement in their lives.
It's the people, it's the community, everyone from Marnie, the executive director, to interns, staff members, clients. There is this sense of community and passion to understand that the work we do is beyond just us. And so everyone, no matter if the day is long or people are tired, they're coming willing to support and learn to do the best that they can for the population that we serve.
What I would say to contributors to the Women's Center is that this is life-affirming, life-giving work. As I said before, we believe that everyone is naturally striving. They want to do their best. They want to be their best. But some of them become discouraged because of barriers that they feel are insurmountable, some of which they may have control over, and others, such as racism, lack of affordable housing, relationship issues, they may not have much control over. But what we exist to do is to build their confidence, help people affirm their strengths, and use those skills for their better future. And we have seen that transformation happen over and over and over again with the thousands of people that we've served since 2000.